So today I'm joined by my friends, Sierra and Constantin, who will be helping with the readings at Mass today. And they're an engaged couple, engaged to be married. I don't think they announced that on television yet. But but we just had a blessing for their engagement recently, and God willing, their wedding will be this summer. And I'm happy to say that their relationship had a much happier and holier start than David and Bathsheba did, which we heard about in our first reading today. Bathsheba, who became the eventual wife of King David. But how it started was not so good. And one thing I want us to pay attention to is just the sin there, but also just how it grew and how it developed. Because it started with King David, who was simply lazy. First, it was a sin of laziness. He was supposed to be, we heard, during a time of year when kings go out on campaign. He's supposed to be out defending his people and in battle, fighting for them. But instead, he's taking siestas and strolling around on the roof of his palace. So from that laziness, it turns to lust, where he sees a beautiful woman bathing, and he makes inquiries about her, and that lust turns to adultery, where he sleeps with her. And this continues to grow, how from that adultery, he has to turn to lying to many people about what's going on, and he's being deceitful. And with Uriah the Hittite, he's trying to get Uriah to sleep with his wife Bathsheba, and so he forces him to gluttony and drunkenness and feasting so that he might be unaware and go and sleep with her. And then eventually that leading to murder of Uriah, having him killed in battle intentionally in order to hide his sin. And so this sin that he started off small grew and expanded, and it wasn't just private at that point, but if we think about how his sin led others to sin, everyone involved in the palace probably knew what was going on, but had to I'm sure they were gossiping about it, but they also had to, kind of help the king keep it hidden and involve others. And Joab, the commander of his armies, being forced to kill his own shield bearer, Uriah. So David's sin expands and grows, and many others have to become complicit in it as well. And so we see how one little action that started off in secret and hiding grew and became much more open in the daylight until it led to murder and to many other horrible things. We see the opposite of this in the gospel today, where Jesus speaks to us about a seed being planted of the kingdom of God and how it grows in a hidden way. And even those who plant the seed do not know how. Of its own accord, the land yields fruit. First the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. So I think for us, we can recognize that we can do evil, and that will grow, and that will expand. What starts off as secret suddenly grows and has large branches, but how much more can we do good? No matter how small an action is, how little it may seem, and we might not even know how it's going to bear fruit, we can have confidence that by God's grace, every little good action that we do will grow and will bear fruit. Even if we know not how, like the farmer, even if it's very small, like the little mustard seed, the smallest of all the seeds on the earth, it springs up and becomes the largest of plants. So with that confidence, let us choose to do good today by God's grace. Choose to do even the smallest little actions of love, because by His grace they will grow, expand, and bear fruit in eternal life.